Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on WINNMedia 98.9.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves. And it is time for Cross Caribbean Link Up. Let's just jump right into it.
Oh, I think we jumped before Darren. Good morning,
Oh,
guys. By the
oops.
way, sorry for the late start. Yeah, I think we jumped before Darren. So let's see if he can jump in. But in the meantime, what's going on, guys?
What's going on? That's a good question. That is the perfect question for this morning. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. I'm doing good.
30 minutes
Kevon, how you doing?
8 o'clock in Antigua and Barbuda, and I do believe that we've sorted our technical difficulty situation out. That's an untidy way to put it, but there we are. I see Kevon smiling away. I don't know why Kevon have on his camera so that people in Trinidad can admire his characteristics, but I can't see Jade and I can't see Azem. What's up with that? Good morning.
You've never been able to see us.
What's up? What is that, Jade?
You've never been able to see us.
I know, but I mean, we need to change. I actually want, we need to work out something here too, so our folks can see us as well. But anyway,
Also, we're giving you inspiration. Awesome, no problem.
Well, I won't tell you what some of the folks had to say here when you were getting all that praise there, Kevon, from our friend in Trinidad, Rhoda.
If it's bad, I don't want to hear it.
So they teased me about it. Anyway, listen, without any further ado, time is already fast spent. Our special guest, the Director of Communications in the Office of the Leader of the Opposition in the People's Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Mr. Imran Khan. Yes, I went through that length to tell you exactly who Imran Khan is. He's also a former communications director for David Granger, the former president of the said People's Cooperative Republic, so that listeners don't get confused between himself and the Prime Minister of Pakistan, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Imran, good morning.
Good morning, Darren. Thank you for having me on the program once again. Good morning also to Kevon, Jade, Azem, and all your listeners.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you so very much. All right, Jade, you hearing me clearly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's a slight echo, but you know what? We're gonna plow through because, as I said, time is fast spent. I don't know. Well, first of all, I'll let Imran put the first question to Imran. Imran, last time we had you on the Zoom for a regional link up, you had described a very tense situation in Guyana with respect to, well, of course, racial tensions as well as political tensions. I get the sense from the feed I get from you from time to time that things have only gotten worse. Could you just provide us with some perspective from, of course, your perspective this morning?
Thank you, Darren. I really wish that I had positive and good news to report, but unfortunately, as you've hinted, that is not the case. Since we last spoke, we have, over the past 2 weeks or so, had tremendous rainfall, a significant amount of rainfall all across the country. And in all 10 regions, there has been severe flooding. Some regions have been hit far worse than others, but there is a place called Kwakwani in Region 10. That's getting to about the middle of the country. As you know, Guyana is quite a large country that has really been severely hit. They've got about 12 to 15 feet of water. As you know, many of the houses in Guyana are built on stilts to avoid flooding. But we've got a situation now where even those houses, the second level, have water, 3 to 5 feet of water. So that entire community is completely underwater. A number of persons have been affected, and across the country, about 30,000 persons have been affected. That's a number from the Civil Defense Commission here that responds to disasters. and so forth. About 30,000 persons, um, roughly about 7 to 9,000 households have been affected. So, and that's all across the country. As you know, the majority of people in Guyana live on the coastland along the Atlantic coast. So there's flooding on the coastland, but also there is flooding in our hinterland region. And this place that I've mentioned, Kokwani, is one of our mining areas known for gold mining and logging. So the people there have really been badly hit. There's another place that is on the coastland that's called Blackbush Polder in Berbice area. You might be familiar with that area. That's towards the east. They also have been very, very badly hit by these floodwaters. That's a mostly rice farming area. As you know, that coastline that I mentioned, where the majority of us live, is between 6 to 8 feet below sea level. So we have that huge seawall running along the coastline that keeps the Atlantic out. So when you have a situation of heavy rainfall for over a long period of time, compounded by high tides, so you're not able to pump the water out, or what we have a number of sluices and cokers, so that when the tide is low, we open those and the waters from the rivers and the trenches are able to drain into the Atlantic Ocean. But that has been proving very difficult with the period of high tides that we've been having. So the water is basically accumulating in this basin along the coastline, coming down from the high regions of the mountains and so forth, being brought down, of course, by the rivers. So that situation has compounded the situation that I outlined the last time. Of course, what I spoke about the last time was the political situation, the pressures that have been brought to bear. What we've been hearing is obviously it's difficult, no doubt, to manage a situation with heavy rainfall. But the situation has been compounded by the fact that we've had a neglect of the drainage structures and systems. So a number of drainage pumps have been neglected. They haven't been serviced, so they are now down. And when the tide is low and you're able to pump the water, those drainage pumps aren't able to do their work because they're out of commission. A number of the canals haven't been cleaned. There's dredging that needs to take place during the dry season that hasn't been done. So a level of neglect by the administration has really compounded the situation, that has placed a lot of lives in jeopardy. I need to also mention that the relief, there has been an effort organized by the CDC and the government to bring relief, food hampers and cleaning hampers to various persons who have been affected. But there's a serious situation where those are only being distributed in regions and areas and villages that are deemed to be supportive of the government. And this place that I mentioned called Kwakwani, that is an area that is known to be very supportive of us, the opposition, and has been neglected. Another area called Linden and surrounding villages there, relief has gone in, but it has been targeting areas that have been known to be supportive of the government. So they're taking in relief, but really only distributing those to places and areas that are supportive of them, while leaving areas that are supportive of the opposition neglected and ignored. And some of the areas that have been hit most badly have been areas that have been supportive of the opposition. So a very, very sad and difficult situation for thousands of residents at the moment.
All right. Kevon, Azem, Jade, anyone have a question for Mr. Khan? Hello, y'all hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing.
Oh, okay. Wake up, man.
No, man. I think that the situation there is so like when I'm hearing things like on the second level, there's like like feet, like 2-3 feet of water in people's homes. I mean, I don't even know how to relate to something like
Yeah,
that.
it's a rough situation that thankfully, boy.
And I really
Yeah,
hope,
I
yeah.
I understand. And when I say 3 to 5 feet of water, that's at the second level. Their entire first level has been completely flooded, and there are some houses that actually have water all the way up to the roof. So the situation is really really dire and desperate. What we are planning to do as an opposition effort in association with the Regional Democratic Council. So we have 10 administrative regions, and each one of those regions has their own administration that is elected by the people of that region. So Region 10 is an area that, as I mentioned, has been most badly hit. So in association with the regional administration in that area, we're planning to go into that Kokoni um, area that has been very, very badly affected and set up a relief kitchen so that persons are able to get food because obviously they're flooded out. They've all been in that area have had to relocate to shelters or families who live in parts of the area that are not as badly affected. Of course, what has compounded the situation at the shelters that have been set up is that when you put a number of people at the shelters, we're still battling COVID, and there's a risk of transmission of COVID within those shelters. So a lot of people who initially went to those shelters have actually left to go and stay with their relatives because of the fact that they're fearful of contracting COVID at the shelters with the increasing numbers of people who have had to gather there. So that the situation is compounded on so many fronts. Last evening, so when they relocate to their relatives, it's also difficult because a lot of their kitchens are located on the lower level. They're not able to cook. So what we'll be doing is setting up a kitchen in that area, so we'll be able to cook meals on a daily basis and distribute um, to those persons. So that initiative should start soon and should bring great relief to the people in that area. We've gotten reports last evening that another area has been completely flooded. This is an area called Rockstone, which is on the bank of the Essequibo River. And we got reports out of that village that all the residences in that village have been flooded. So the residents have had to relocate to the community center, which is a situation that obtains in a number of places across Guyana, as I've mentioned. But the complication here is that all the houses in that village, this is a village that is upriver, so it's in a hinterland location, interior location. All the houses in that village use outdoor pit latrines. So when you have water rising, you know what the situation there will become
Wow.
when those
Yeah.
pit latrines contaminate the flood waters that have hit all the homes, and then you have risk of waterborne diseases, cholera, leptospirosis, and a number of other waterborne diseases. So that is very very worrying, and we are hoping that there is no outbreak of any waterborne diseases in any part of the country because that can have devastating effects. So far, we haven't had any reports of deaths or serious injuries. People have been able to either escape the water or manage with it. But that we're keeping our fingers crossed that continues to be the case. We certainly don't want any loss of life. I don't need to mention to you, I think it's obvious that there has been millions and millions of dollars of loss in crops with the
Yeah.
farmlands obviously being inundated with floodwaters. Livestock has been lost. Thousands of chickens have died in the chicken farms. Um, Obviously, people's furniture, appliances, electronics in their lower flats, fridges, stoves, their furniture, um, have televisions in some cases have been damaged. So there's a lot of loss um, in that regard as well. And then with the floodwaters not receding, their damage to their actual structure, buildings, homes, is beginning to happen. So you have weakening of the foundation of those buildings. What I should also say, in the midst of all of this, the government has taken a decision to terminate the employment of over 300 workers of the water company, the public utility company, the water company called GWI Guyana Water Inc. As I had reported the last time, over 2,000 public servants were terminated. The vast majority, almost all of them, who were black, and we understand that the 300 that have been identified for termination, again, almost all 300 of them are black. So that situation exists while we are dealing with these floodwaters and while we are dealing with COVID, when we need our water supply to be at its optimum so that people have enough water to wash their hands and so forth. It will further jeopardize the lives of many Guyanese, because when you terminate that many number of workers, many of them are operators, you will have to reduce the number of hours of supply of water, and the water quality could also become jeopardized. So, and the quality isn't great in the first instance to start with. So we have the difficult situation that will jeopardize the lives of thousands of Guyanese with reduced water supply, possibly lower quality of water being supplied to homes, and all of that is happening. And why that is particularly worrisome, and why it has caused one of my colleagues to recently describe Guyana as a creeping apartheid, is that at the same time that the government has chosen to send home 300 black workers of the water company, they have poured billions of dollars into the sugar company, whose employees are mostly Indo-Guyanese and known to be supportive of them. So the situation, as you mentioned from the very outset, is not getting better in Guyana. It's actually getting much, much worse and very troubling. And we've reached a stage now where the international community, we've written to them to take note of what has been happening, and there may be need to, because for some kind of intervention on their part, because people are really, really growing deeply frustrated, and anger is boiling over in Guyana at the situation that is happening. It's very, very blatant. The government is unapologetic about it. The sugar industry is a failing industry. They are producing sugar at a cost that is much, much higher than we're actually selling sugar for. So it's being subsidized by the taxpayers' monies out of the national coffers. Recently, the sugar workers, in spite of the fact that they're already producing at a cost higher than what the sugar is being sold for, the sugar workers protested for an increase in wages, and the government found $200 million to give them an increase in wages. But you have a profitable water company that is providing a critical resource utility. Water, as you know, is life to the people. And the people are being terminated from that company for no other conceivable reason than the fact that they're black.
Wow. All right, guys. Kevon, I see the expression on your face.
It's just one of those things that is hard to believe that it's happening, especially in such a blatant way, like he was saying. It's just one of those things that's just like, wow.
Yeah. Of course, I'm sure some of my listeners may say, "Well, look, we want to get the side of the administration of Irfan Ali. They might have a different take on these events, and I'm sure that will be arranged. But the opposition does what the opposition has to do, is shine light on what they see to be as wrong happening in a country. Let me ask you, Imran, these pumps that you referred to relative to the flow of water when floods happen, which of course we all know Guyana is prone to floods from time to time. Would it be fair to lay the blame solely at the feet of the current administration? Because they may argue, I'm just being devil's advocate here. They may argue that these pumps are old and would have predated them coming into office, and so blame should go around. How would you respond to that?
All right. Before I respond to that, I should say that I do encourage and invite you to have the representatives of the government to respond to some of the issues that I've raised. I certainly would like to hear their responses to those. Specifically with regard to the pumps, a lot of the pumps actually would have been installed while the PPP was in government previously. Some of the pumps, such as the one at Lima on the Essequibo coast, would have been installed by our government. We would have added to the number of pumps or replaced the number of pumps that would have been installed by the PPP administration. Of course, some of the pumps would also have been put in place prior to the PPP administration, which came to office in 1992. The need to pump water from the canals into the Atlantic Ocean has been in place for a very, very long time because, as you mentioned, Guyana has been flood prone from time immemorial. But the issue with the pumps is that in the dry season, old or new, they require servicing and maintenance. And since August last year, apparently what we have been told by some of the operators of those pumps is that the usual annual servicing, which happens immediately before the wet season and the dry season, has not been happening. So we have a pump at Anna Regina, for example, which is a town on the Essequibo coast, which has been inoperable for several days. It has gone down. There is no projected time frame by which that pump will be back up. The operators are saying that they can't recall when it was last serviced and maintained, and that should have happened in the dry season. The same situation obtained at Lima, which is a village that is not too far from Anna Regina. And the issue there is that has caused thousands of acres of rice land in that area to be under the threat of floodwaters. Initially, that area hadn't been threatened by the floods that I have been explaining for the past few minutes. But now it may have been already inundated by floodwaters this morning. I haven't had a report for today as yet, but at the end of yesterday, they were under serious threat of floodwaters. The thousands of acres of rice land that is under cultivation. So once those rice lands become inundated and contaminated by the floodwaters, you would more than likely lose all of those crops, millions and millions of dollars. But it also, because as you know, we consume a lot of rice in our meals in Guyana, so it will hamper the supply of rice to the market, both locally and possibly internationally. What that will in turn result in is that prices for rice, which has already risen significantly over the past months, will rise even higher because you'll obviously have a reduced supply in the market. Demand will be high, supply will not be there, and that will cause an additional burden on person's pockets. So we may have to, in the next few months, resort to a situation of importing rice to feed our people if indeed all of those rice lands become contaminated and inundated and we lose all of those crops. And obviously, it will jeopardize the lives of the rice farmers and all the people who work in the rice farming industry, who will lose all of those crops and their investments in getting those crops to where they currently are.
Wow. And this is just at a time when I heard Mr. Ali recently in the regional news. I'm not sure which source, but I did hear him comment about us in the Caribbean relying more on regionally grown food because, of course, it's healthier for us and it helps to boost our economy and that sort of thing. And this was just a few days ago. And here we have these floods causing such widespread devastation in that sector. You heard those comments, Imran?
Yes, indeed. Guyana has always, we've always believed that we can be the breadbasket of the Caribbean with good reason. We have a lot of alluvial land, arable lands that we can plant on, much of which we are planting on. There are issues regarding shipment and so on, but those can be worked out. We certainly supply a considerable amount of rice within CARICOM, but this situation now is likely to jeopardize that. And we certainly can do more to supply more food, not only rice, but other food throughout CARICOM. CARICOM does import a significant amount of food from outside the region. And we believe that if we are able to plant more, and that is true of both the present government and our administration, we believe that if we are able to plant more and we're able to put better systems in place for distribution, that we can supply a lot of the food within CARICOM that we currently import from outside the region. So to be fair, both opposition and government are of a similar view on that matter.
Okay. And I think on that point of agreement, we're going to have to conclude because we're up against our next interview. I don't have parting words from the gang in St Kitts, WINN FM, Island T.
Well, we just listening to this, we could say this is a very ticklish situation to be in, and it's funny because while y'all are getting all of the rain, we are literally in a drought here. I don't know if y'all could possibly ship us some, and that would help. But we really hope you guys can continue to figure out how to get through this, because it seems like you guys are doing a lot of initiatives to help the people who need it. And we wish y'all all the best because, wow, we can't even imagine being in these situations.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate the support. I actually was speaking with a few friends and colleagues in Antigua in the past 2 days, and they have been astounded to hear me explain the amount of rainfall that we've been having, because as you mentioned, they are pleading for rain. So we seem to be getting all of what you need. I wish you could get some of it. I should mention before I go that there are forecasts for a significant amount of rainfall in the coming days, and the places are still underwater. So the situation isn't going to get better on that front either.
Wow. All right. This morning, a heavy dose of rain came on my roof. It's such a rare sound at about 2 or 3 in the morning, and I got all excited, closed the windows, and by the time I got back in my bed, the rain was finished.
Yep,
Lord of mercy. Anyway, I was thankful. Anyway, folks, I gotta go. Our homegrown telecommunications company is launching fiber in Antigua, and they're going to tell us all about it. So I gotta go. Unfortunately, parting is such sweet sorrow, as always.
As always.
Imran, thank you very much. All the best to you.
All right, take care.
Stay safe and stay dry.
All right.
All right.
All right, man.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, we gotta go. It's now 90 minutes to 9 o'clock.
And the same in St Kitts and Nevis. I mean, wow, the Caribbean is going through so much right now. It's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That's what I was telling Azem. This is a lot to deal with, and we still have a pandemic to deal with on top of all the other issues that are happening.
Yeah.
When it rains,
it's a tough time.
Not here though.
No pun intended.
Not in St Kitts. Not in St Kitts currently.
Right.
We want some. We want some. We could do with a good little refreshing blast of rain.
Yeah. I mean, it seems as though since the first of the month, we've gotten a few showers here and there in places that usually will have not been getting showers. So hopefully that trend continues and picks up. But man, I can't imagine what goes through your mind when you recognize that the first floor of your house is underwater.
Underwater.
And when we just make it clear, he stated that the first floor is completely submerged to the point where your second floor you're standing on your second floor, your body is submerged in 3 to 5 feet of water. Your average person is about 5'7", so that's like water up to your neck on the second floor.
And the forecast calls for more rain.
One
a
country,
a lot more too.
one country, just shift a little bit. The rest of us, we are willing to share. You know, Guyana doesn't need all. We could share. Please.
That's a lot of water.
That is a lot of water.
Yeah, we would love to help Guyana by accepting the rain, because the thing is too, Guyana is so large that when it rains, it's going to rain on, it's just pure country. If we get that same dose of rain on St Kitts, like 80% of it is hitting the ocean, because we're not very large.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
wow.
That's true. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
oh boy.
Prayers and well wishes to the people of Guyana, especially those in those places hardest hit by the flooding. Hopefully they get some relief soon and could start the rebuilding process. Yeah.
That's a whole different thing that they have to think about. Not only they have to survive this, but now they have to think about replacing everything they lost, their house, the water damage, and then some people losing crops.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. We when we think about flooding, people and their homes, but we also have to think about the fact that people have farms and their animals that are lost, crops that are lost, and on top of that, when livestock is lost, they're livestock, so they're dead animals floating in water.
And then you heard about
which
all
is
the
going
diseases.
to cause more problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Azem, I think it's time we start buying tickets for our space hotel.
Yeah, I've been saying.
Like, let's just pack up and go.
Yeah. Alpha Centauri 1, I'm there. I just wanna a penthouse.
Small thing.
Yeah.
Small thing. Yeah, not too bad.
Alpha Centauri. I'm all about it.
So you pay for the penthouse. I'll just hide in the living room for free.
I saw something recently about people doing this. Or was it something about a space fleet attacking a ship, a navy ship, or something like that? I saw something to do with aliens this week, and I was like, just smartly just dripping them between all the news stories.
What was happening was that there was a bunch of. Well, they don't call them UFOs anymore. What the new term for them? Like, they have a new term.
Because but they're not. I don't know.
Is it still extraterrestrial?
No, there's like a UAP or something like that there. But what I'm saying is there was a bunch of, well, let's say a bunch. I think it was really like 3. But considering we're talking about like alien ships,
that's a lot. Mm-hmm.
That's a bunch in my book. But they were surrounding some Navy vessels. So there's like videos and pictures of it and things.
Is it because we've seen these things over and over in movies, why these aren't, like, the fact that this is actually happening, that people not as excited or something?
No,
because
I think that
be preoccupied.
That's one. I think 2, the job that they've been doing in terms of weaning us into life with aliens been working. They've been just giving us like, these little things.
Because y'all ain't even.
There's been a lot of desensitization.
Right, and then on top of that, it's the same thing we've been talking about with the pandemic. I think that it ain't real until an alien come and tickle you on your ear. until you end up seeing one.
And then when the alien tickle you on your ear and you go and tell somebody, they're gonna be like,
That's how they used to treat us when we used to say days over the peninsula. So I understand.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, they used to be like, no, it's a ghost.
You know, that was like the biggest Kittitian conspiracy when you said the day over on the peninsula. People were like, oh, you lying. And
why would I lie?
This day, people still don't believe it. I mean, rightfully so. We grew up thinking that deer were, there were woods, creatures that lived in the woods and snow.
So
but we would never assume them. Right. But we have deer in St Kitts and over the peninsula, and a lot of people still, as much as they go back and forth between the peninsula, they still never see them.
Oh, somebody knocked down one recently. I think I've heard that they're becoming more and more like, suppose the deers here turn into how donkeys are on Nevis. Like, you see how much donkeys Nevis have?
See, UAP.
Unidentified
area phenomenon.
Wait to change it.
Okay.
Wait,
because y'all played around with the name UFO too much. UFO don't mean nothing no more, so they have to call it something else.
But
so.
Yep, I told you, UAP, told you. That's the official term right now.
Aliens exist. I've been saying this. Nobody believe me. Now y'all seeing them and y'all ain't even better eyelash. I'm annoyed. How y'all was excited, but when I say, oh no, you're lying.
I guess part of it is we don't really have enough information to be excited about them too. Like we just know like they're flying around. Like we don't know if they hit to kill us.
Oh, so that's the only one we can realize like.
But you don't know what to do. Like you don't know if to be excited. You don't know if it's like the second coming of the Messiah. You don't know if you don't know if it's a rapture. You don't know if it's if they're just here like secretly like influencing like international politics. Like you don't know what they're doing. So it's
I
like
have a theory.
Let me hear it.
The aliens about COVID. The aliens about COVID.
So that's it?
Yeah, that's the theory. The aliens about COVID.
I could have swear.
Oh, you mean you want to like, because they're trying to clean the planet. They're trying to cleanse the planet, and
I got another one.
Which one? Let me hear it.
The aliens didn't bring COVID.
Okay. They're here to fight COVID?
But no, they're here still to clean the planet. Oh. But guess what they brought to clean the planet?
COVID? What?
The vaccine.
Don't say that. Don't say that, please. Because we know the phone calls and the messages going to come in. Speaking...
I mean, the funny thing is they ain't calling me because we talking about aliens, but then calling because they said the aliens bring the vaccine.
You know, we go. But wait, let me intro today because we had to skip it quick. It is Friday.
Yay. What I mean.
Friday.
Tomorrow is Monday.
Friday. It is June. It is June 5th, and the time is now 8:50 a.m.
Yeah. So, I'm not excited. I'm really not excited for weekends anymore, because literally tomorrow is Monday.
Yeah.
So, check me when we have maybe August Monday. Maybe that's when I'm gonna feel a little better.
You mean next week?
Kevon, come spill some tea, yeah?
Please. I wear a mask. You look on uniform.
I'm hot. I can't. Oh, man. Oh, come in.
Listen. Wear your mask. What's the childman theme? Wear your mask and what?
Wait, what? That's the actual thing?
Your friend.
Yes. There's a child.
Wait. Somebody please.
We'll get into it. We will get into it. I promise you.
What?
But I would like to give a special shout out to PHE. You know who you are. So have a great day today.
PHE?
PHE?
I promised.
Some secret.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's fine then. I just needed you to. That's what makes.
Okay. So.
Wow.
I'm shocked. I don't know. I need this.
No, but relax now. Boy. Okay, so let's start off with the nation's vaccination numbers before I start sweating. So, as of Thursday, the 3rd of June, 2021, the nation's numbers are, we are current first dose, we are at 63.0% of the target population. Second dose is now at 24.7%. Doses administered between the two islands, it's now at 28,980. The amount of fully vaccinated persons, 8,156. So,
good
doing the thing. Yeah.
Y'all doing things.
So keep it up. Y'all doing well.
Kevon, how to find the child month theme? I saw it yesterday, right? And I was
I'm gonna find it. I promise you, I'm gonna find it.
I just don't believe.
I gotta stop playing. I gotta stop putting out these rumors. Stop putting out these rumors.
Oh, listen.
I must find it.
People are upset.
See, I found it. Found it.
Wow, that was fast. Okay, let's go.
I sent it to y'all so y'all could see what I'm talking about when I talk about it. So, first up, we will talk about the fact that schools are going to remain closed for the rest of the term.
Yep.
So there was an announcement made yesterday that schools that are already closed, what was it, last week or week before? We closed schools for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, we closed schools for the next 2 weeks to try to, mitigate the spread of, to cut down on the community spread. However, it has since been decided upon that all schools will remain closed.
Wait, Azem. Yes, there's no school until September.
So what does that mean? It means there's no school until September. A lot of persons were hearing that school is done for the rest of the school year. School year ends before the summer, not till December. So school year, which means students are not going back to school until September. So that includes high school, primary school, and daycare.
Early childhood, yes.
Early childhood. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I don't have a child, if you can't tell.
Yeah, Jade and his home having a blast.
Yeah, so, if you... kids are home.
He does.
Teach them stuff too. Be educational with them.
Help the teachers.
And I think most schools are doing online learning. So it won't hurt to help out, of course. You need to help your kid learn. It's going to be a tough time, but, provide your kid with as much help and be a resource for your children.
Yeah, and so I'm seeing the comments coming up online, and this was one of the things I was telling somebody yesterday. I was like, yeah, it sounds crazy, like schooling opening until the new school in September, but really school just closed a month early. School closed a month early, and it does put a bit of a strain on parents and stuff like that, but.
I was thinking about
that. It's a month. And that's rough too. But
I just hope the employers are understandable. Because
what the parents do during the summer, Jade? What the parents do during the summer?
Yeah, but they have to do it times more.
No, but no. I'm not.
Oh, you're asking?
Yeah, I'm asking because what I'm thinking is that.
Okay.
I'm thinking. This is probably an opportunity. For instance, I know some parents would enroll their kids in, say, like summer camps and stuff like that.
Are those able to continue?
So I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what is it that parents usually do during the summer.
Those options they take their kids to, because some schools actually don't. Some daycares, at least I know, don't close. They go straight through.
Okay.
And then there's summer camps for kids and all of these things. But
so even the places where you usually could take your kids during the day, those are also in question.
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're trying to
I'm assuming they fall under the early childhood bracket. So I'm assuming
no.
Well, summer camps wouldn't fall under there, but I'm assuming it does. It includes summer camps.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be a parents are gonna have to get creative.
Fun summer.
Yep.
But
That's why I said I hope the employers are understanding, and because this is the normal situation, and they had to do it last year, so hopefully again this year they can have some grace when dealing with these situations.
Yeah. Also,
we can't expect parents to blindly choose leaving their kids, up in arms just for the sake of them going to work. So as employers, if you know a person has a child or is a guardian for a child, provide them with some assistance and some resources and ways that you as an employer can help them, help their children.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to be a human,
Yeah, I think at this time it's important that we, for those of us who have that extended family, being able to call on that, families kind of have to stick together now, I think. Also, perhaps, and this is why it's important to live good with people.
Mm-hmm.
Live good with your family, live good with your neighbors. I could see a situation where, communities, small groups, maybe like a street, you have a few young children. Bear in mind that the children maybe from age maybe 12, 13, 14, the teenagers, they're a little more independent. The younger ones, maybe in a position where, for instance, there's a grandmother on the street or, somebody who isn't working right now for whatever reason. This could be a way for the community to help support those people. So for instance, like daily babysitting and stuff like that. Look around your community, trusted people. There may be ways where the community kind of has to come together to try and provide, and answer these questions. But the truth is, I don't know if we live like that anymore. I don't know if we live like that anymore in a lot of places. People just kind of know their neighbors from like when you see them driving in the driveway.
Or when they're arguing, they pop outside to make sure. Pop back inside. But boy, that's a good question. I don't know. Hopefully, because right now, especially, that is needed.
I think this could be a nice little way for communities to support people in the communities who may be down on their luck.
Yeah.
May have persons who may have lost a job. We've heard reports of several people doing that. Having to deal with that. This may be and it doesn't have to be one person. For instance, you might have a community where 2-3 people lost a job. They kind of, take care of the kids in the community, the place they could go, make sure they're safe, that kind of thing. Work along with the churches, work along with these community organizations to provide some of these services. I mean, the truth is, a lot of the children are just too young to stay at home by themselves.
Definitely.
Agreed.
So,
and it's also as responsible as we want to, make our children seem. At the end of the day, we have to understand that they are children, and children, live by curiosity. So
trust me, it only takes your child supervision.
Right. It only takes your child one little curious moment for things to go wrong at home by themselves. So,
Definitely.
let's not say that, they're responsible and just leave them home by themselves all within your So,
but
possible, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But we have a caller. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Yes, good program. Good morning. Happy Friday to you all, young people. It's good, informative. I don't listen to you all every day, Well, I remember, trying to catch you all. But the same thing I was saying to a granddaughter of mine this morning. I don't know this, we put people in position to help us, but sometimes it look like the chores under the bus. Because I think that to say this, for me now as a eligible person, I could have taken some 1 or 2 or 3, 4 children here, stay home with them, until a certain time, till the parents come. But now this, who we put to help us, talking about everything about tax, full out farm. Where we heading from here? Just making life more miserable for us. We used to do that at them age. You so glad this thing happened. So my neighbor over there, she had 3 children. I'm going to tell them, I will tell her I go over them until she finish work at afternoon time. But it's for people we put in government to say they think it look like they're making us more miserable. And what helpful here, the man is saying Guyana. So they're telling with the people, I mean, you're talking about 300 people, we don't go home, go to eat too. The river water, the rice were washed down in the thing. What happened to these people in power, eh? And them not going to bring down the world, you know. Because they got this kind of big thing in their head, oh, this is how I'm supposed to do it. You know? And they know they're crushing the small person. And you hear what the man said, the sugar cane when he really producing, they put him, they pour him money into it. And the water is essential now. People must go home. What happened to these people, these sick-headed people who just say they want to be rulers? They look like they don't think before they go around a round table and say, well, hi guys, here girls, this is how to do. You hear? And that happened no long time ago, you know, when we were coming, not me, not you, me, when we were coming up. Used to go by Sister Jane till I come. Sister Jane I go in town, you know. And you know, the children in my holidays, keep eye on them for me. I cook the food, I leave it there. I am Sister Jane the food to cook. You know, because they start to eat it before 12. And then, she'll call them and say, come children, wash up. This is lunchtime. Come for your lunch. But this young people, you just have a good Friday because I don't even want to know why I'm supposed to stand there because what I see like we're going through apartheid or oppression.
I feel you.
Them they ain't got children, you all have a good Friday.
All right, thank you so much.
Because them ain't got no children, no.
Thank you very much.
Them. We empower, they got children. They ain't got no children to talk about and him. They got they done big 16, nearly 20 years old. They ain't looking at the poor person who they were running behind up Greenland and about put me in power, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that for you. Now they're putting all pressure, and I'm going to tell you young people, I have a boat down there, right? I ain't never paid tax yet. They come talk about me must pay tax as to business as to pay tax. No business as to. And then they find a way to oppress people, poor people. Eh? And it's not right because the girls are good, joyful heart. Oh, we're going to do this under that from the time. Then the 2 years after, they start to turn over this. When I went to pay my license, they're telling me no more. Oh, you got to go on business license. What I want business license to do? When 20 years I'm going for the business, I mean I had no license to do not make me turning over nothing big. Let them go up by the big firm, the man go look. People who got business license. What oppression people we don't put in government to oppress us. I feel like they're doing well or right. They just
all right, man. Me why I get upset by like I could feel.
Yeah, because it's not right. They're oppressing us. No, you can't call in people. I could go and take to a girl who wants to go to work, to children and so and tell them, darling guy, I will help you. And make me got to go look business lesson to say, well, I got 2 children in my house.
I feel
and
you,
they got to go especially 1 bathroom. I want to keep my bathroom clean. And 2 bathrooms, 3. But what happened to
I'm not sure what's happening.
They better do us on the wrong side and think it's enough. They better don't do us to that.
I got you, Granny. I got you.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you. So, you can feel the passion in that one, boy.
Yeah, but I think that this is like I said, I think this is a big opportunity for some people, some communities come together, figure out safe spaces for the kids. Bear in mind, you could have support from, let's say, an adult, responsible adult or 2 in the community who are supported also by some of the older kids in the community. So, the 5th farmers, 4th farmers who could go ahead and help and things. A lot of them who already do this anyway by taking care of their younger brothers and sisters. Being able to just go out. I actually saw something here talking about in the community And I actually saw this too yesterday.
The one about lunches?
No, I saw yesterday just the kids just they're in home.
No.
No, I'm saying no, but in some of the places they're literally just on the football field. I saw the boys just sitting and laying on the tree, like they were just chilling. Like
You know what I saw yesterday for the first time in a very long time? Kids on bikes and scooters. Like I haven't seen that in so long.
What are you saying, Jade?
I saw somebody
every Sunday they take over the world.
Where would I be to see them?
No.
Anywhere on the road.
Exactly, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo,
I saw somebody on a scooter for the
every
first time in a
afternoon.
long time, and the only thing that could have come to mind was the fact, like, I just instantly felt my ankles hurting.
Because
The
when
back of your
scooter
ankles,
slow down.
your ankles and the
Go
back of your
up,
foot.
go
Because
up
when the
Shadwell,
scooter
you
swing
got
on and
gal.
lash you.
For sure. I saw two little boys just come out of Park Range yesterday, maybe because of the area.
Is somebody asking where they live?
Yeah, I think it's because of the area, because my area isn't
because they don't have
kid friendly.
they have biker gangs of young children, of young boys.
Oh yes, I
And
forgot.
they-
Yeah, you're right. I forgot all about those.
There's literal biker gangs. Like
They
they just,
bike from town to Frigate Bay.
Jade,
Listen, how they
Every
bike
Sun-
around the island.
every Sunday they go around the island.
Gosh, y'all are different.
they got a lot of energy, man.
Around the island, Azem, on a bike,
Mm-hmm.
pedaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the future athletes, footballers, their feet going strong.
Yeah, but I think that we understand why the government made this decision. Again, bear in mind that it's they're cutting the school year short by a month. So yeah, even though it's like we in June and you're thinking, oh, they're out till September. I mean, it's really a month, but we're gonna have to. I don't think it's for the kids, man. Like we should be able to come up with answers. We need to be able to come up with answers. Like we got people literally working from home in their underpants. Like we could find something for kids to do in the afternoon. Like
Which is fine. Which is fine, you know?
Kevon in underpants, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
Why would he?
Correct. Why would I?
Oh dear.
Pants are so overrated.
I wish. Anyway.
But you know, like the thing is, if you're working from home, I'm sure there's things you can do. You can have your kids sit across from you at the table. If you're at the table, give them a coloring book and ask them to there are ways to occupy your child without giving them direct attention. You know, supervision of the space is sometimes all you need.
Yeah, you just have to peep up. Remember, because if you're not looking at them, and I'm just speaking about toddlers mostly.
Yeah.
Well, no, because a lot of kids.
You know what?
No, children just peep.
Let's get them outside now. Like we could get them outside. Like we could get them off the iPads for a little bit.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, the iPad's
send them
getting to
outside
me
in the
now.
yard.
The iPad's getting to me.
Send them in the yard. Go let them play. If you could do work.
That's
on
why
the porch, go ahead.
And that's why one of the things that I appreciate is like in most of the communities we have like the fields, like the basketball courts, the football fields, like like
Even the yard, if you have one, just let them run around.
Yeah, like I appreciate that so much because in town sometimes some of the communities, the kids kind of just end up in the street, and that's another problem by itself. Like they just kind of like I tell you, I come around a corner the other day and there was just this like gang of kids on bikes. And I was like, yo, I stopped. I was like, yo, I might want to not park in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, Rasta man, yeah. I was like, as soon as I leave, they're going right back in the corner. But, but at the same time, I'm glad to see them out. I'm glad to see them out and like, from what I could tell, they're not terrorizing anybody.
They're just, enjoying their early summer. But yeah, as Kevon, we were talking about the childhood, the child month theme, but we're going to talk about it when we come back. We're just going to take a quick break.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Because what we are going to do now is take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Found the sound 99.9. WINN FM.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Run to Hosford's Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store now and get a chance to win free groceries for 1 year. By popular demand, Cashback is back, but this time Cashback is back with more quality appliances, more great prices and fantastic deals, more of Hosford's fabulous FlexPay payment plan, and more free groceries. A whole year of free groceries. Come to Hosford's Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store today and get absolutely free groceries with every higher purchase and a chance to win free groceries for 1 year. Great deals on furniture and appliances. Get cash back for free groceries with FlexPay higher purchase and a chance to win free groceries for 1 year with every $500 spent. All great reasons to shop at Hosford's Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store this coupon season. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, and it is time to jump into more. I didn't sing it. Sorry, Joseph. I hope you weren't. I hope you were watching, but I hope you weren't paying attention, and I didn't realize I didn't sing it. But tea time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So let's talk about Child Month.
Yay!
So Azem, wait. Let me read it first, okay? Okay. So here's the update. So I'm gonna read it from my phone because I need to zoom in because it's quite interesting to read. So the Honorable Jonelle Powell has launched Child Month 2021 under the theme, Wash hands and mask on, everyone. Keep your distance. Child Month 2021.
You serious? Are you serious right now?
Me and the minister. So you asked me if I serious.
No, but sometimes that's the team too.
Yes.
Put on your mask.
So
wash your hand. Stay safe.
I'll read an excerpt from the statement. He says, "Let me share with you a few of the many recent achievements within the early childhood sector of our federation. The early childhood sector took a leading role in the successful formulation and execution of procedures to reopen public and private facilities in September 2020. In Nevis, 18 caregivers of home-based nurseries were empowered with skills for the effective delivery of a quality learning and curriculum. This was made possible through the continuation of the Reaching and Underreached program. New and current public preschool teachers in Nevis were involved in a series of activities aimed to improve their pedagogical, oh no, I'm not supposed to know this word, but anyway, practices while building healthy psychosocial and mental skills. The theme is, wash your hands and mask on, everyone. Keep your distance. Child Month 2021. The correlation? Can't find it.
But, alright. Oh my. Okay. No, okay. Full support of the Ministry of Education here. Like, I guess they were just going based on the current climate and everything that we're dealing with and stuff like that. But yeah. I think we've been having some missed opportunities. Let me say it like that.
Yeah.
We've been having some missed opportunities to really to push certain conversations forward, to influence perspectives, and what this is kind of yelling to me is the need or the importance for having creatives in the room. Wash.
Somebody creative then.
Put on your mask. Wash your hand. Stay safe. 2021. Yeah, see why it's important for us to tell the children where they hear how they want. Hey, I mean, it's not a bad message, right? It's not a bad message, but it's kind of like when you think Child Month.
That's not what I thought.
Yeah, bye. That they could just be the Child Year team then,
I mean,
because that's pretty much what we've been saying for the last year and a half. But
listen,
hey, full support to the Ministry of Education on this one. Full support.
Listen. You know,
because Jaden can't do that. Jaden is too.
So here's the thing too, and I've seen multiple parents of children, especially those parents that love to, you know, we know they have the group of parents that really love Child Month, and they basically like the forerunners of Child Month.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them expressing a bit of dissatisfaction with the Child Month theme. And I have to agree, because like as I'm saying, it's a missed opportunity where the theme could have been, you know, something centered around parents aiding children in learning. Because, you know, usually children learn, you know, through classrooms all day. Now we have to be locked back, you know, we gone back into like a curfew. Schools are closed. You know, it's a missed opportunity.
You know what it is, Kevon?
Opportunity to,
you know what it is?
To fuel some bonding.
You know what it is? I think.
I don't want to ask.
No, seriously. I think what it is, that kind of that people are kind of feeling is the fact that it feels a bit like a cop out. It feels like a cop out. I think that's what it is. I think it's like it feels almost like, but we needed a team, and
we just
it feels like that. It may not be, but it feels like that. Yeah. But again, you see, my problem is that really and truly, I have no problem with the message. Like, I have no problem with the message. It's a good message, right?
I don't either.
But it's like I said, it's just a missed opportunity, and it feels a bit kind of
And I really like the direction that
it feels hollow, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a very important message. But how do we tie that? Because the question is, the state, like I said, it's a great message, but how do we tie that message into Child Month? You know, what about that? What does that specific but encouragemental statement do for Child Month? How does it tie in? Because, you know, when you read a theme, the theme is supposed to directly tie. You know, you shouldn't have to read the sentence and then have to sit down wondering how does it tie into the thing it's supposed to be associated to. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I could support it. It just feels a bit. I don't want to say lazy, but yeah, it just feels a bit like a cop out. You know, like yeah.
Yeah. The
Put your mask, wash your hands, stay safe.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I want to see is how does it how does it tie in, and that should have maybe asking that question first would have given you a theme, you know, instead of using that as the theme. Because if you could answer the question as to how does that tie in, then that answer might have been the theme itself, you know. But
yeah. Mm-hmm. But I do believe, even if this is my thing too, like I do believe even if the goal was to try and promote you know, these measures, and I think. And the thing is, you could relate anything to anything. So, for instance, you know, kids can't really take. Well, the kids aren't being offered the vaccine now, so there are ways to fight the.
Has to be non-pharmaceutical.
Has to be non-pharmaceutical. Right. So you know, you get all of that and stuff, but it's still. That's what I'm saying. I think this is where we need some more creatives in the room. This is where we need some more distracting hairstyles in the classrooms.
Yeah.
Like.
It could have been so much more fun.
Yeah. Could have been
more distractions in the classroom.
Yeah, we need more distracted hairstyles in the classroom.
Come on, what else do we have on the agenda before we jump into
but full support to the Ministry of Education. Yeah. Child Month is a big thing. It's a big thing.
And I think that's why a lot of moms and daddies are too happy with the thing. But anyway.
Right. Okay, let's jump into something else. Unfortunately, I know my friend, including myself, we tired of COVID. We tired of talking about it. We wish we could talk about other things. However, it's not something we could ignore because it is something we have to deal with every single day. And the protocols that are put in place affect the way we operate. So you're gonna hear about COVID again. Sorry, but 17 SCASPA staff members are in quarantine. So the St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority, SCASPA, is reporting that as of June 3rd, 2021, 17... Oh, Jade, what are you doing?
No, continue.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, whoops. So, yeah, they've been placed into contact tracing and is related to the recent outbreak of COVID-19 cases in St. Kitts. The statement further said that we have been further advised that a number of employees from various stakeholder companies that conduct business at the ports have also been placed in quarantine, and at least one of those persons have been tested and have given a positive result. The board of directors and the management of SCASPA extend best wishes for the for the health and well-being of these employers and employees and their families. SCASPA is currently undertaking a careful review of its overall COVID-19 policies and will be presenting a final position on the way forward. In the coming days, paramount in our efforts will be the health and safety to all employees and users of air and seaports. To date, 62% of 200 of SCASPA's employees have been vaccinated. So, yeah. Yay. Yeah.
Hopefully this turns out better than
Pandy. Watch it. Is it? Am I the only one?
Don't do that.
Am I the only one who's recognizing?
Okay, you're gonna do it. Go ahead.
Am I the only one who's no? I think this is important for me. This is important for me to say because
how to come out like.
I think this is important to say because I think that we are having a lot of different discussions at play here. SCASPA was in the news last week because of the decision, and I'm not going to even go into the whole conspiracy theory about this decision thing, because that there's a whole other who made the decision, when they make it, who didn't know who was lying, why they was lying.
That's a whole long conversation. We got time for that.
And I can't even begin to try and figure out that one there, right? But what I'm saying is that, they put out the communication that the decision is that if you're going to come to the port, you need to be vaccinated and things like that, right? We see also some businesses asking their employees to make sure that they're vaccinated. And so, my thing was, I decided to go and talk to some of my friends who are business owners, some of my friends who have these decisions to make, and try to get their thoughts on what it is. And I understand a lot of what they're saying. I have a friend who owns a business, and she's like, look, her and her family, they own several small businesses. And she's like, look, if one of my employees has it, we work in small spaces, we're exposed to each other for hours, for long periods during the day. And me and my family, we live close. If something happens at one of our businesses, then that means all of us are gonna have to all our businesses are gonna have to close down, and we really can't afford to have that. And so if an employee chooses not to take the vaccine, then we just can't allow them to come into the space because of the threat it is to the business. Like, I understand that position, right? I do believe it's very difficult. Like, the no jab thing is difficult, but I understand people trying to protect their business, especially coming out of a year where, for a lot of it, they weren't open.
Iffy.
Yeah, they weren't even open, right? So I understand that. Now, the reason I'm bringing up that is, SCASPA, at first they had the same thing. They were one of the first institutions that were like, we really want to see the workers vaccinated and stuff like that. And then there were also one who started talking about the people who interact with the business also being vaccinated. And perhaps we really need to recognize that the biggest threat in these cases are really the employees. Really the employees, like, because now, they're at a situation now where there's 17 employees who are in quarantine.
17.
Yeah, and because you have to work,
17.
you have to work along with these people, like you have to work along with these people, and so it's a threat. So perhaps that needs to be the focus, depending on the nature of the business and stuff like that. I don't believe that there are some businesses where the level of interaction between customers and the business is different, and so there'd have to be different considerations in those cases. But I mean, it's interesting that this is happening now when there was so much discussion about the exposure at the port coming from the customers, and here it's an internal situation, or at least seems to be, and that's something we're gonna have to expect once we have this community spread and then people going to work not knowing,
public transportation,
or who they involve, who they meet up with, and
and who's gonna come into contact with them, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Question.
I just really, like, to be honest, like, whenever I hear these stories, like, we start wondering who get it, where it come from and anything, but I really hoping that we could get you this with no deaths. Like, I just hoping, I just wishing a speedy recovery to all the people who are positive. I'm also hoping that most of the people who are identified as having come in contact with the people who we know are positive are negative. Man.
There's a lot to think about and a lot to deal with.
We're talking about the children being home, but you got whole companies being home and shut down now.
True. That's true.
Like, some of these companies might not be able to survive it.
And we saw it in Nevis as well, when the bars had to shut down because that person who they didn't know.
Yeah, when the people left the hotel property and went chilling, a lot of businesses had to be shut down. And we saw a friend of the show, Nicorian, when he talked about the fact that he was suffering because that sort of put him in a position where he was now down 2 weeks of work.
I mentioned it to you guys earlier in the week, how the protocols and the things in place, as much as I understand the necessity of it, like, it's rough for me, like, I get calls to go out and work. Like, I got a call from a client that I would really like to hold on to, like, and the rest of the world has begun to tour again. The rest of the world shows happening, so I'm getting calls now, like, Bailey, like, we got a show, boom boom boom, I can send the ticket for you. And I'm like, let me look at this. So you have a show one day. So I fly out maybe the day before. But what would usually happen? The show is on the 4th, I'll fly out on the 3rd, I'll be back home on the 5th. Right? That's usually how it would happen pre-COVID. Now, based on the day that the event is happening, I might not be able to fly out the day before because flights aren't daily to some of these destinations, especially the US.
Right, so you'd have to leave ahead of time.
I have to leave ahead of time.
Pop out,
Right? Then I get there, I might do the show, and then I can't leave the day after because I need a negative PCR test before. So I have to know time when I get this test. So I might not be able to get it because I'm working. Like, so basically I have to get the test after. That puts me like maybe another week out, depending on what day I get the test and when I could get the results back. And then I come home, and then even if I'm vaccinated, I still have to quarantine. It takes me about 3 weeks to reintegrate back into my life here on Island. Just to go out and do like one event.
And if you have
so it doesn't make sense. And we haven't spoken about the cost, the serious cost involved with that.
Yeah.
Like, and so like what's happening is that places where people are allowed to move and things like I'm losing my by the time this thing finished, me ain't got a business anymore. I don't have clients anymore.
Right.
But we can talk, I guess Monday also we could talk about what's happening what's happening in some of the other countries to try and facilitate the entertainment persons like myself are moving around, some exemptions and stuff like that. But yeah, it's rough all over, man.
Yeah.
Rough all over. And the sad part about it for me is that
you know,
I don't know when, that's one, but I don't even know how, like, the post COVID thing
exactly.
gonna
what
like.
Is that going to look like?
Yeah, and you know what a big thing is too, for a lot of people, especially persons in positions like Azem and others. You know, how long can you hold out for until you have to give up what you do and start doing something else? Because a lot of us started this out thinking, oh, it's just going to be a few months. We're now like a year plus into this. You know, at some point, how long can you hold out for before you have to sort of pack up your progress and start fresh somewhere else? Because
I think the thing for me, like what I'm realizing now is that it wasn't as bad. What happened? Some of my clients, what they did was they went to Africa, so they started touring Africa. I'm getting calls to do African tours and bam, 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 and I'm looking at it like about 2 weeks when I come back to quarantine, kind of rough. It's late pass. But for the most part, entertainment around the world, concerts, touring, that kind of thing was on a like kind of stopped, right? There were a few areas, but you know, like Atlanta in the US and stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of Africa remained open. So like my reggae clients and stuff like that was cool. They could go to Africa, knock out a few shows, keep some money coming in, that kind of thing. But now, when the rest of the world is starting to open up and everybody now is starting to move, and you're the one who like you can't move because of your country's policies, like it's a little difficult. Like I understand the policies, you know, I understand why the decisions are being made and so, but it's like, I don't think people considering like these the real issues that people dealing with. Like it's rough. Like I know bands here who would have gotten called to go to certain events in different countries, but you can't take up and go and then quarantine for 2 weeks. So it's like
you can't work home because nothing is able to happen.
Yeah.
So what is the relief? What can we do?
Yeah.
How can we be helped? Talk to more people. Just talk to people in the industries. And they would explain their situation so you could have a better understanding, because it's just not people who just have a party today and that's it, or it's just not people who just have some equipment home and they're doing this thing as a hobby. It's definitely not that.
So. But again, at the same time, two things. Let me encourage people. One, register, the way you got to do talk. We had the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet talking yesterday about the need for people to come forward with information. You know, reach out to them, reach out to the ministry, the entertainment ministry. Tell them also, don't sit down and ball, like, and that's not been happening for the most part. Up to the other day, I saw a DJ friend of mine, and he's like, bye. They say we say out again, but say we running Uber, you know, where you want to go? Like, you know what I mean? You do whatever you got to do. Like whatever you got to do, adapt and take care of yourself, cause who knows. But guys, we're gonna take a short break and come right back because we have a special guest in studio with us today. Hopefully giving us some information that is timely. So we'll be right back right here on Island T on WINNMedia SKN. Stick and stay.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WINN FM.
Cool. Energize your goals with Lucozade. Get it cool. Look under the cap. Find the code. Win it. Thousands in prizes. iPhones and TVs. Or win 30 grand US dollars for your goals. That's goals.
For a chance to win 30,000 US dollars. Purchase any Lucozade Energy promo bottle. Look under the cap and find the code to win iPhones, TVs, and free Lucozade for 30,000 US dollars to energize your goals. See website, social media, or press for details. Lucozade, taste the energy.
Good morning, my little superheroes. Tell me, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
The power to read minds. Super speed. Pew. The power to heal the sick.
Well, you can get smart, speed, and good health with the superhero trio from Halib Orange. Halib Orange has delicious omega-3 bursts, sugar-free multivitamin liquid, and flavored vitamin A, C, and D chewables to support a strong immune system, healthy bone development, and acute mental performance for superheroes like you. Part of the Halib Orange family.
Cool. Energize your goals with Lucozade. Get it cool. Look under the cap. Find the code. Win it. Thousands in prizes. iPhones and TVs. Or win 30 grand US dollars for your goals. That's goals.
For a chance to win $30,000 US. Purchase any Lucozade Energy promo bottle. Look under the cap and find the code to win iPhones, TVs, and free Lucozade for $30,000 US to energize your goals. See website, social media, or press for details. Lucozade, taste the energy.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, and it is Friday, June 4th. The time is 9:37 a.m. and it is time to eat local with First Federal.
Yeah, and Kevon, we have a very special lady in the studio with us this morning. Makisa, how you doing?
Doing quite fine, thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. So you're here representing
First Federal Credit Union. We say yes.
Oh, okay, right. Bye. We say yes.
Yes.
I really like that. I really like that slogan there.
Me too. Yeah, they should have. Anyway.
But what you guys have going on?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm so happy to be here on Island Tea. Thank you for having me. So excited. Finally got here. I brought teacups for everyone. But they're empty, so I'm just waiting for the tea.
Oh dear.
So I'm gonna come around and give it to you eventually before we leave today.
Oh, we love gifts here. I would appreciate it.
And that's typically the First Federal. We're always giving away something. Always. But today I really wanted to talk to you about some of the great new products that we've rolled out this year. It's been a tough year last year. Last year was crazy. A lot of us were very uncertain about what was going to happen. But while we're in the lockdown and through the year coming into 2021, we were cooking, and I guess you say we're eating local today. So I was actually very happy to hear that terminology because First Federal was cooking. So by 2021, we have something that we wanted to give persons to eat. Very nourishing, I must say as well. First one I want to talk about is our multiplier.
Okay.
There's a camera. I'm
ready.
What am I looking at? Okay, so we have our multiplier. So our multiplier is what I want to call, I just think it's a product of all products. It's a saving product. And what this is, it gives people the opportunity to save and save for real. That's how I think about this multiplier product. And here's why. You can start with as little as $100 monthly to have this savings account. Or if it's more manageable for you, $25 a week.
Wait, repeat that again, because this seems like it's very affordable.
Yeah, so we're getting there, and you're going to hear the rewards. Wow. So it's a multiplier. It's called a multiplier, and for obvious reasons, you're going to hear about the obvious reasons soon. And you start the savings product with as little as $100.
Okay.
So you start with $100, and monthly you maintain that $100. When I say at least means at the very least. You bring $25 a week or $100 a month. Right? And if you have more, by all means, if you can bring more, by all means, please do. But the very minimum is $100 monthly. So we set the threshold really, really, really low to make it affordable so that everyone can get the opportunity to save. Everyone can get in on this product. Pardon? Oh, okay. So once we're there now, so it's $100 monthly. Now let's talk about the real good stuff, the interest rate. Our interest rate on this product. I need a drum roll. Do you have sound effects? That works. it's a 3.5%.
What?
This 3.5% is an annual rate, or what we call APR in the banking sector. It's an annual rate. However, here's the catch, and this is how it multiplies. The premium is paid this percentage, this interest rate is paid monthly.
Oh.
So your interest compounds monthly, which effectively enables you to save more and earn more, because on every input, every deposit you make, at the end of each month, interest is added to that.
Oh, so it's compounding interest monthly.
Correct.
What? Yo, that's powerful.
Yeah. So aside from the compounding monthly, now I have another catch. It's just so great. It's a really good product, my favorite product. This particular product, the interest rate is paid on what you call, it's a banking terminology, but I'm going to break it down for you. Mm-hmm. It's paid on the average monthly balance.
Oh, okay.
So what this means, typically in banking, when you have interest rate and you're talking about payments of interest rate, usually you get paid on the minimum monthly balance. Once you get paid on an average daily balance, it means it takes into consideration all the deposits you made throughout the month. We add them all up, we divide it by how many days are in the month, and then we apply interest to that balance. When you compare it to getting interest paid on a minimum monthly balance, it's saying perhaps if at some point your interest, say I don't know, say you had $5,000, and interest typically, let's talk about this, interest is actually paid quarterly, typically on most savings accounts.
Most saving account, yeah.
Quarterly, right? Every 3 months. Mm-hmm. But on this particular savings account is paid monthly. But yeah, let's go back to the minimum versus average daily balance. What makes it so compelling, and like what makes it so important for everyone to just come up to First Federal today to get this account. Okay, so the minimum balance considers that you might have had $5,000, maybe $6,000. I'm talking like we are rich people here. Let me come back down to earth. Say you had $1,000 on your account for the month, and your account happened to fall down to maybe about $200 over the period. Mm-hmm. Usually you get interest paid on that $200.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about when we say multiplier, and that's what we're talking about when we say you start small, but you get to earn big. Because this particular product, once you give us the behavior that this product requires, the continuous monthly incremental investment, you will get the opportunity to grow your savings.
Big time. Compound interest is very, very powerful, eh?
Correct.
Very, very powerful. For those of you listening, I'll tell you, like, the interest rate is good, like 3.5, you said?
3.5, typically reserved for what you call like a fixed deposit.
Right, exactly.
That rate is typically reserved for when you're comfortable with locking your money away for a few years.
So in this type of account, you have access to the funds and...
Have you asked? So because we're trying to get persons to save, we are asking you to commit to doing this $100 a month for 1 full year. Mm-hmm. Upon the anniversary of the account, now we kind of sweeten the deal. If you are willing to commit these funds into a fixed deposit now, we call them boosters. So if you graduate that money that you might have earned throughout the year, let's say you earn $1,200 because you've been depositing the minimum $100. Once you get to the end of that period, you get the opportunity to convert those funds into a fixed deposit at another special rate. Can I get a drum roll again? So the special rate is 4.25%. 4.25% once you are willing to convert the funds into a fixed deposit for another year. So if you're willing to save, you can start saving. You start saving at the very minimum $100 a month, then you convert into your fixed deposit. You get the opportunity to graduate that interest rate at 4.25%. If you might not want to do that, you can take the funds. You can take the funds But you know what? Hey, hello.
Come on. And the returns are so great.
The returns are great.
Mm-hmm.
The returns are
great. We
great.
could leave to go and...
Yes, please.
Okay,
yes, please. My whole team, they're up there just waiting for folks. I said, guys, we got to armor up today. I'm gonna go to Island Tea when I get back. Expect the doors to just be bursting with people coming in to open this product, because that's how compelling I believe it is. So they're prepared. They're ready for all of you. Once you get there, just tell them I sent you.
Okay.
tell them you came for the tea, and you can get your chance at winning something very special. I told you I'm always giving away things.
There's more thing?
If you come and tell us today that you heard about the multiplier on Island Tea, you get a chance to win an Amazon gift voucher. That's all you have to do. Come up today, open your account, tell them you heard about it on Island Tea today, and you get a chance to win a Amazon gift voucher.
Marquisa, talk to Jade or coming back?
No. Relax.
So we could get it done after the show. We finish at 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could get it done after the show. But yeah, that's what the multiplier is all about. It's really an excellent opportunity for persons to save in a time that it's so difficult to save. Before the global pandemic, it was already difficult to save. And a lot of us, like me, we'll start the year off January, and you're hot, you're hype, you're excited. This year I'm going to save. This year I'm just going to put in my cash. I'm just going to start saving. And somebody like me now, because I'm very, they say you can't bite off things in big pieces. Mm-hmm. I'm that person who tries to bite it off in big pieces. So I go in, I start saying, I'm going to save $1,000 a month. And by the time February, March comes...
Things fresh.
Right? A little smaller here.
Right? So in thinking of all of this, and what people typically think you have to save, we set the goal post, we set the bar like just really, really low. You really get the opportunity to start saving, because it's not about saving a lot at one time. Some of us really don't have that opportunity to save a lot at one time. So it's more about cultivating and developing healthy saving habits that really can help you, even in amidst of what's going on.
And I think that you spoke about what's going on. I think now it's even more real for some people, having been put in a position whereby if it wasn't for savings, then you
don't know what you would have done.
Right. So the importance of saving is stressed so much more given the current climate.
Correct. So, this particular product, again, given the current climate, this is why we decided to come out with this multiplier product. And I mean, it kind of sells itself. Do the math.
Right.
Yeah, just do the math. It's really simple. It really sells itself.
Oh wow!
But we actually have someone on the line asking if overseas people can sign up if you're living overseas, if you have access to this sweet deal.
Okay. So I'm happy that we're reaching the folks in the diaspora, because once you are a national or resident of St Kitts and Nevis, you can become a member of First Federal Credit Union, and you can do so by visiting our website, www.firstfederalcreditunion.com. You just hit apply now, you fill out the information, you can apply for an account online at First Federal Credit Union, and we are so proud and happy to be one of the few financial institutions in St Kitts and Nevis that offers our national people abroad the opportunity to become a member from wherever they are once they're able to show that they're a citizen of St Kitts and Nevis.
Love it.
We can do that. We also have the opportunity to fund your account. We provide different means to fund your account from overseas as well.
So in a nutshell, First Federal, we say yes.
We say yes.
We say yes.
Christian, we say yes.
Certainly, we say yes. I'm hoping that person, if you are online, you can even just hit us up a message on Facebook. Somebody will get back to you in quick time, just to give you all the little things that you need to go through to open your account. And yes, open your account today, and you can be one of those people, because it's an Amazon voucher after all. We're one of those persons to get a chance at that Amazon gift voucher.
Yeah. And people are definitely interested, so much so we're getting some questions. Some people are asking, does First Federal accept American travelers' checks?
American travelers' checks.
I mean, perhaps they could reach out on Facebook.
Yeah.
And have a conversation about that.
Yes, but we do accept U.S. checks. I'll definitely have to put you on to one of our member services representative to get you in on all those little details that you need to open your account.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited. I want one.
Please come and sign up for your multiplier.
Can we do this
Jade.
online?
Actually, for your multiplier, you don't even need to go online to do this. All you need to do is
wish it?
No. Jade, you need to tell him that you're already a member. Hello.
Oh, yes.
So Jade is already a member of
I
First
am.
Federal. She's a part of our First family.
Yes.
So that's my first family there. That's my First Federal cousin over there.
I can't stand out about this.
Because you don't have one. It's okay. We accept you, you know?
Not yet.
Just come over.
So Jade, all you have to do, if you want to do, you could just perform a transfer, set up that account online, or you can just send us an email quickly to tell us what you want us to do. Just quick email instructions. Just use your same email that you use for online banking. That way that we can verify that it's really you.
Yes.
And then you can get to open your multiplier in quick time. Contactless, you don't even need to come into the branch. Once your account is funded, your savings, we just do that transfer. Easy peasy. Truly, it's really easy.
Wow.
You're jealous, isn't it?
I am actually quite
I
salty.
mean, you're not a member.
I'm quite salty.
You're not a member.
I'm actually a bit ashamed to say I'm not.
Oh?
Yet.
Because after
It's coming.
Okay, we got about 10 more minutes for you to become a member. Because after you leave here, I know that's your next stop.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, but that was our multiplier. That was our multiplier product. Again, a product that we are very, very, very proud about. We believe that it's a product that can help our members in these difficult and very uncertain times. And some of us, we always just wanted to save, pandemic or no pandemic. A lot of us just wanted to have better saving habits. One of the principles that we do have as a credit union is that we promote thrift, good saving habits. We try to help our members who are in need. So we are happy to bring that product that falls right in line with some of our values and what we aim to accomplish at First Federal.
All right. Sounds good to me. And I'm sure the listeners and viewers are already putting on the shoes, and their mask, grabbing the mask, of course, and are heading up to First Federal because, this is something they don't want to miss out on at all.
Okay, so how are we getting engagement? Are they messaging or are they calling in?
Nobody called, but we are getting messages via our Facebook.
Okay. Okay, because I'm ready to give away something.
And YouTube. So
I'm ready to give away something.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they are ready, if they're up to it, I don't know which means you're gonna get them when the giveaway by.
Feel free to call as well, guys. I'm Kevon. What's the numbers?
466-0989, 662-0989, or 762-0989. And if you are commenting on the live, brace yourself because it's coming.
Yeah.
First come, first serve.
Yeah, the very first person to give me this response, they are going to win again freebies. I have a nice swag bag packed and ready to go at First Federal Credit Union, and yes, it has all these fancy things like this fancy mug here. I love it. It still has no tea in it, so I don't even know what's happening here on Island Tea. There's still no tea in it, but we're working on that, right? But yes, it's filled with all kinds of goodies from courtesy your First Federal family. So the question is, and it's a very simple question, what is 12 times 13? We're multiplying. 12 times 13.
Well, I'm sorry, but we have a caller. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T with First Federal.
The calculations was off.
The
calculations was off. Give them a second. So we said what is
12 times 13? Quick one, multiplication.
If the caller doesn't say the answer before the commenter wins?
Yes, yes. 12 times 13, that's it. Quick math, multiplication, let's get it going. Who's the winner?
That looks like it's Tasha
Hendrickson.
Hendrickson.
Oh, congratulations, Tasha. Yes, Tasha is one of my first family members. Congratulations, Tasha. Hey, good morning. And yes, you can collect your swag bag this afternoon. It will be ready for you. Just come right up to our Blaine and Commercial Development branch.
Sorry for the callers. You guys are just a bit too late.
It's a bit too late. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the
YouTube call was like a second late, but Tasha
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the multiplier, and that's our savings product. So again, back to we say yes. We have gotten a reputation for saying yes because we actually have awesome lending products as well, loan products that we say yes for as much as possible. If persons have a need, we try as much as possible to help them, to work with them. We always find a way. So I want to talk to you about a few products that we do have on the market, exciting products as well, unsecured loan products. If you're interested or if you need funds for whatever reason. The first one I'm going to touch on is called the First Choice Loan. The First Choice Loan is a very cool product because it's a product that's available. You can apply for it and you can get it within 24 hours. So depending on depending on how early you come in the morning, you might get it the same day or the very next day, because it's a product that we give in 24 hours. Right now on this product, we're offering up to $30,000 and there is no application fee. There is no application fee for the First Choice Loan. For this First Choice Loan product, you can apply today at our Bladen Commercial Development Bank, or we're located right downtown upstairs Burger King. Some people still don't know that, but yes, we are right on the corner of New Street and Central Street, and we are available. You can just walk in and just make sure you sanitize, make sure you have your mask. You can just walk in, walk on up, and apply for the First Choice Loan today. And depending on how early, it's 10 o'clock. Depending on how early you get there, you just might even get a call back before we close at 5. At that particular branch, we open until 5 p.m. You might just get a call back before the day is out. So the First Choice Loan is a pretty good product if you have a need for cash in quick time, if you have to travel tomorrow, that kind of thing. That First Choice Loan is a really good product for anyone who is interested. And again, I mentioned no application fees, and it's an unsecured product. The second product I wanted to talk to you about is what we call a good to go loan.
Good to go loan.
Good to go loan, yes. Yes, good to go. Yes. So it's a good to go loan, and this good to go loan, as the name suggests, it is a vehicle loan. So it is a vehicle loan on what we call pre-owned or used vehicles, and this loan is an extremely competitive loan because it's available at a very low interest rate, and we give your first month of gas is on us.
What?
So we give gas vouchers for your first month of gas is on us.
For the vehicle, not like if you don't eat and so.
Okay. Not that type of gas.
Okay, for the vehicle people. For the vehicle.
Yes, for the vehicle, you can get free gas vouchers to take you where you want to go, to get you going. Good to go. Get it? Good to go. To get you going, you can get free gas vouchers for your first month once you are approved for this particular loan. And again, it's a very competitive product. The reason why you actually don't have to bring a deposit to get this loan product, it is available. You could just come in. That means you could just literally come into First Federal, walk right in, apply for this loan, and you're able to get it without even bringing in cash.
No money down.
No money down.
Ooh.
So that's So I really just had to touch on this product. Another one of the products I really wanted to talk to you about is the product. I'm not even sure. It's like the biggest well-kept secret, but not so much well-kept because everybody seems to know about it. And it's just spreading like wildfire. And I guess I know why, because it's such a good product as well. It's called a line of credit, and we call it our first credit line. So for our first credit line, unlike a traditional loan where you apply for the loan, you get the funds, our first credit line, it's actually a revolving line of credit. So what it is, you can get up to $20,000. You draw down as you wish, meaning you come in, you apply for the first credit line. Maybe you might not have a need for funds now either, but it's there sitting waiting for you. Meanwhile, there's no interest being charged to it because it's just there.
Right.
When you do need funds, you just come in, you draw down what you need to draw down, meaning no questions asked. You don't need to see a loan officer again because you already have this facility in place. You come in, you go to the cashier, you say, hey, good morning, my cashiers, I'm just going to tell you, they are so fabulous and super, and they're waiting for you again. You just come in, good morning, Kashima, or good morning, Carista, good morning, Teresa, good morning, Serafina. See what I did there? Tell all my people up there, good morning. So you just come in, and you draw down whatever you need to draw down. Or if you're in Nevis, oh my goodness, how could I forget? If you're in Nevis, you say good morning, Shaki, and good morning, Akila, or good morning, Shania. You just come in and you just tell them how much cash you need. You draw down, you get your cash, and you're out of there again in quick time because there's no process of going to a loan officer every time you need those funds. Meanwhile, you pay back those funds. There's a minimum monthly payment. While the funds are being paid back, you can come in again because it means you have paid it back and the money is there for you again. So you come in and draw down again. Okay. And it's always there for you. And again, it's a very competitive interest rate. And this product, again, is approved in quick time. All you need to do is show that you have stable employment, you've been working for 3 years, and that you're able to fund this loan or repay your loan. So it's a very good product as well for persons who are interested in just having something there, like a cushion, just a little cushion for a rainy day. So that's also a very good product.
Yeah, Mikey, so we have so many questions coming in, and it really shows that people are interested in the products that you're describing.
Very interesting.
But I know time is up and we're running out of time. So perhaps the best thing to do is to let people know the best way to contact and ask their questions to a representative of the credit union.
Sure. So since we're wrapping up, firstly, I just want to tell everyone, because I did tell you that you could rush up, come up, bombard me, bust through the doors, and you can become a member today and take advantage of all of these products. But to become a member, you have to ensure this is the part. So this let's get down to business. You just have to bring in your 2 IDs and a proof of address. That proof of address must be recent, at least no older than 3 months old. With that proof of address, it can be a bank statement, maybe from another financial institution, or a utility bill, a phone bill, a cable bill, something like that. That can work. That can suffice as a proof of address. You have to become a member of our credit union. You need $250 in shares. It's called permanent shares, and this is more or less an investment. And at our credit union, or at any credit union, once you buy shares, you're actually an owner. You become an owner of that institution. So membership has its benefits. You need at least $10 to start your savings account, and there's a $10 entrance fee. So all in all, you need $271.70, because it does include a little VAT in there, to become a member at First Federal Credit Union. So you can become a member today. It's very simple. 2 IDs, proof of address, and your investment, and that can get you joined to our First Federal family today. And again, if you want to contact me, I can be reached at 466-3477. That's 466-3477. We also have our website where you can become a member online again, or you can see all of the information what I've talked about today. And our website is www.firstfederalcreditunion.com, and we are on Facebook and on Instagram at First Federal CU. Or you could just type in First Federal Credit Union and we're bound to come up. So you go on, give us a like, give us a shout out, send us a message, ask us anything that you want to ask us. We try to get back to our members in quick time. So you could go ahead and ask us what you need to ask us. Give us a like, give us a follow. Stay on top of all the good news. We're always sharing, we're always giving away. And just remember, folks, we say yes.
Yeah.
We say yes. Well, I'm saying yes,
We're saying yes too.
I say yes to First Federal again up there just now.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
But Akisa, thanks so much for coming in and joining us today, and letting us know about all these great products. Also, thanks again for the cups. I greatly appreciate it.
I love the color. See, oh my god.
Yeah.
You like the colors?
They're sexy, being a lie.
Yeah, but guys, it's Friday, June 4th, right here on Island T, WINNmedia SKN, and it's been a lovely week. I'm so happy that I was able to remain calm all week. I don't know what's going on with Kevon, just tearing up the airwaves. But that happens sometimes.
Okay.
That happens sometimes.
You know what? Right.
Yeah, you need to work on stoicism, Kevon. Stoicism is.
I'll try.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
But guys, it's been a real pleasure all week. You guys coming and joining in with us, being so active on the lives on Facebook, on YouTube. We even had some Twitch and Periscope people. Hey, big up to the for some reason we've been seeing analytics saying that we've been getting a bunch of listeners in India. Like yeah, big up yourself one time, all the Indian listeners. Come to St Kitts. We probably got this COVID here. But
but you have to quarantine.
Yeah, you have to quarantine. But yeah, guys, it's the weekend. Take time for yourselves. Take time for your family and your loved ones. Nothing going on, so I might as well just relax.
Read a book.
Read a book. Tell your children you love them. They probably been a while since I did that.
Oh,
but we're going to hear one more bit of very important advice coming from the Duke of Frigibbe himself, the chapstick Don, Slim God.
Himself.
For Seko Papi, the man with the $1 million smile that is currently being hidden by his mask. There it is. The man himself, Kevon Hanley.
So, and remember, you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. See you on Monday.